So one day there was a Sahaj staying uh, for several months, and she went to the fridge and she took out some ghee. She took out the fridge, put it on the sink. She was going to heat it up in a saucepan. So I said to her, "What are you going to do with that?" She said, "I'm going to put it up my nose." And I said, Have you seen the vibrations of it?" She said, "What do you mean?" "It's from Vashi." And I said, "It doesn't matter where it's from. Have you checked the vibrations?" She said, "No." So I said, "Okay." So we took the lid off and we put our hands towards this little, you know, container. We had the ghee camphor mix, and it was burning on left Swadhisthana and left Vishuddhi. So I said, if you put that up your nose, then I don't think it's going to improve your hamsa. Best thing to do is throw it away, and we'll make some fresh ghee. I said, how long have you had it? She said, 1 year. I said, ghee is milk. After 3 weeks, it goes rancid or starts smelling and stinking. But putting the ghee in it, the camphor in it, it masks it so you can't tell it's gone off. So I said, it's actually gone off, this ghee you had for a year. It doesn't have any date on the container. So because you think it's from Vashi and it's a holy place, you would think there's nothing wrong with it. I'm showing you that it's not good. So when she felt it, she jumped backwards and was like, "Oh my God!" So she didn't put it up her nose. So what we did, we got some fresh butter, uh, and we just took off the froth, and then she just used a drop of that in each nostril, and that was it. In the early days, uh, with Shamashi, we used to be using the ghee without any camphor in it. And the camphor was just if you had a cold. But what happens now, everyone mixes them together. But after doing the workshops for many years, I discovered that there's two types of camphor and two types of ghee. Some people were doing the ghee camphor treatment and discovering it was making them worse. So I thought, let me do some research to find out why this treatment, which Shamashi said everyone should have, do ghee camphor, is making Sahaj worse. So I discovered um, through a bit of research that uh, there was two types of camphor. One was a chemical one, and one was food grade, which you can eat. So if you're in India and you're Westerner and you go to the shop, they will say to you, are you going to use it for cooking and eating, or are you going to use it for worship? And they will sell you the right one. If you just go in the shop and say, I want some camphor, they'll just sell it to you. So you need to know the difference. So I discovered there was two types of camphor, and the chemical one, if you look it up on the internet, it says it can kill you if you have too much. Same with the ghee. Many people buy the tin. I've seen many people with the tin in their house, and then they scoop it out of that, and they make the treatment and put it up. But that has a chemical in it, and it stays for months without going off. But that can also be off. You know what I mean? So I discovered one day somebody had. I went to their house. They said, "We're doing the ghee camphor treatment. It's not working. Can you tell us what we're doing wrong?" So when I went to their house, they had this tin, and on there it said vegetable ghee. Now, when I read the ingredients, vegetable ghee is palm oil. So they were putting palm oil up their nose, and the palm oil had a preservative in it. So I said, this ghee, which is vegetable oil, which is palm oil, we don't use that inside yoga. That's why it's not working. And they also had the artificial camphor, the chemical one. But because they're Sahaj Yogi, it didn't kill them. It just didn't work. So I said, please don't use that camphor. So they got rid of that. We had somebody who found a factory in Italy, and when they came back to England, they bought a huge stockpile of the chemical camphor, and Sahaj yogis were using it, and some Sahaj yogis were losing the sense of smell up their nostril, because if you use something which is not good, so that's what was happening. And also, some people think if you do have more is better, so they were using more of the phosphate camphor and destroying their hamsa chakra. You know what I mean? So that's also not good. A lot of people say they give the ghee camphor as puja present, and they could maybe get it from India or Vashi or nearby, but nobody's checking it. Is it cool before I put up my nose? They just assume it must be okay. So even that can have an effect. If you can't get hold of the camphor, it's also fine. You can make your own. You don't have to have the camphor in it, but it's better to have it without the camphor if you're going to use the fake one or the artificial one. Just don't use it. So that just to clear that up, to explain how that came about, how we discovered it in our workshop. With homeopathy, they have less is better. It's the same with Sahaj Yoga. So some people think if you put more in, it's stronger, but actually, more is not like stronger. So I've seen a video recently where they're doing treatments in Pune, Pakistan, and we have a little dropper bottle in England, and I saw them put in one whole dropper bottle up each nostril on a little boy who was about 10 years old, and then like squeezing it up. Now, they put the whole dropper, and there's video of Shamashi where somebody said, how much ghee should I use? And she said, one or two drops. And then they kept going on, and she said, put the whole jug then, if you don't understand what I'm saying. So we don't need to put, like, if you're doing this something over several years, you don't want to be putting one of those whole things in each nostril. In India, these things are not too bad, but when you come to the West, it will like go hard and freeze up your, sinuses. So you don't want to be doing one or two drops is fine if you make your own. In India, it will drain out. But if you come to a cold country like Norway, Sweden, or it may just go hard up